It is Friday, May 13th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back with our favorite MLB picks. We got a favorite money line, we got our favorite player prop, and we got a no-run first inning coming your guys' way.
As always, you guys already know, hit that subscribe button. It really does help us grow this channel. Speaking of growth, Austin, we're still inching towards 33,000. We're like 64, I think is what we said away. So guys, at 33,000, we're going to do a giveaway parlay. So you definitely want to be a part of this, community for that. Also drop a like on this video. It does help us as well.
100%. Hit that like button. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you are new. Let's do a quick recap from yesterday. It was an annoying day, but we had Bro Brisky under 5.5 hits allowed. We got Frisky for Brisky. He gave up 3 hits in the first inning and said, fine, I was just playing with you guys. Only allowed 4 hits total. Dodgers -1.5. Had bases loaded with 2 outs, or I think 1 out in the bottom of the ninth. Obviously would have taken a home run or something to get to cover that either way. And then we had 2 bloop singles in that Texas Rangers and Kansas City Royals game, which absolutely ruins NRFI Nation. You hate to see it, but we're going to keep getting after it. Still up over 8 units on the year. We're going to keep recapping. We're going to keep getting into it. Of course, shout out to all our COS All-Stars. We thank you guys all for supporting the channel. If you want to support us, click that join button on the channel. We have some couple new All-Stars. We love to see this list grow. We got Corey, we got Bill, we got 1221, and we got Tony, who actually joined our weekly live stream last night and became an all-star during the live stream. So shout out to him. But either way, Logan, we need to sweep today. We're going to get into it. As a reminder, our parlay of the day is live on OddsJam. Definitely go check that out. Our NBA video will be live later. You saw a little sneak peek. We were 2-0 yesterday. Let's keep getting into it. Logan, I'm throwing it to you. We're getting a winner.
Yep. No, you mentioned it. Like yesterday, I got the Tyler Anderson sold because the Dodgers, I still stand by that pick. I don't rarely pick the Dodgers. But of course, he sold. They scored enough runs to where they should.
They'll win today for you by at least 4.
Oh yeah. No, I wanted to actually start by saying I can't pick Dodgers again because I can't be wrong on them twice in a row. But I believe they win by like 8+ today. It's not going to be funny. But that aside, I need a straight winner, and I'm going with the Braves money line versus the Padres. Game 1 of this series, -148 odds is currently the best odds on FanDuel. Austin's pulling it up right here. I mean, look, yes, Logan, this is juiced. I know, a juiced money line, but I'm fine with taking a money line rather than for this game to be close, which I could see it being about a 1-run game. So that is not out of the realm of possibility. We've got Yu Darvish scheduled to be starting for the Padres, coming in with a 7.9 road ERA. He's had a few road starts and he hasn't looked all too great in them. Also, on the season, he has a 1.08 whip, which is great, showing control. It's the caliber pitcher that Yu Darvish is. But his whip, is increased to a 1.7 whip on the road. I'm telling you, he's a different pitcher so far on the road this year, away from Petco Park. And, for anybody that's not familiar with whip, walks and hits per innings pitched. So, that number should be you want that number to be low. The fact that it's increasing like that is showing that he's putting some runners on base. He's putting some higher stress innings as what, the baseball people like to call it. So Darvish, 6 1/3 innings pitched and 1 earned run versus Atlanta, back in San Diego. San Diego, the Padres won 2-1. But like I just said, it's Jekyll and Hyde versus his home and road splits. Atlanta's offense too is really good. I mean, 13th in runs, 10th in walks drawn, which I mentioned his whip ratio. If they're able to draw some walks on Darvish, it can make his life difficult today. And 16th in hits. The Atlanta offense has gotten better into form. They started the season kind of slow, but now they've rounded into shape. Also, some of the hitting splits: Ozuna batting .313. Matt Olson, 667, 2 for 3 career-wise versus Darvish. So these are just some of the hitters that I think will be important for us tonight versus Darvish. But on the other side, it's scheduled to be Max Fried, the lefty. 1, 2, and 1 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. He's coming in with a 2.68 ERA. Max Fried is the pitcher on the Braves I can most trust because, last time we actually picked the Braves, I think, is when he was on the mound, and he's been really great this year. Also, I like some of the hitting stats for the Padres against Max Fried. Manny Machado only batting 111. Will Myers only batting 200 versus Fried. Those were actually some of the best ones that have gotten hits. And then it was funny looking at all the Padres lineup who's gotten hits versus Fried. Yeah, Fernando Tatis Jr. batting 500 versus Max Fried. Ain't gonna help him today, no Tatis today or in the foreseeable future. So this Padres offense, I've picked them once, and I watched them on live, and I was like, never again. There's just a lot of unreliable hitters all through it, 1 through 9, honestly. And Atlanta is good when Max Fried is on the mound. Atlanta's won the last 4 games that Max Fried has started. And San Diego only batting .227 versus left-handed pitchers. Their offense, 10th in runs, 19th in hits. Sure, they can score up some runs. Sure, they can, get the occasional home run every now and then. But because they're back of the pack and hitting, that's where I'm comfortable. I'm saying they're not putting, runners on base. They're not, putting stress on Max Fried. He should be able to churn through their lineup. I like that. Lastly, starting pitchers aside, let's talk about bullpens. Atlanta's bullpen, 10th in bullpen ERA. San Diego, by comparison, 21st in bullpen ERA. The Padres bullpen is what has sold them several of these games, and it was one of their strengths last year. And for it to be 21st in bullpen ERA, there's not a lot of factors that I can, feel comfortable picking the Padres. So I'll take the home Braves. Juiced odds, I know, but we're just looking to start the day with a winner, and I think we'll do just that. Austin, you got a player prop for us? It's one of my favorite players to watch, actually, so I'm really excited about this one. What you got?
Yes, we are back with another player prop. Now, yesterday, obviously, we did Bo Brisky, and one took his over or under and hits allowed. He cashed out. He made me look like a genius. And Bo, if your line's set at 5.5 next week, guarantee you I'll be running it back. Now, today, we have an interesting pick, as I'm pulling it up on Odds Jam right now. We're going with the man named CJ Cron. We're taking his over 1.5 bases. If you were looking at the screen earlier on while Logan was talking, I did sneak preview it at the bottom, but if you missed it, here you go. Now we got Cron minus 115 on FanDuel, your best odds. It is minus 140 on Sharper Books. We'll talk about that in a second. Now, I have to admit, on Wednesday, I retired from betting hitting props. And now I've unretired on Friday. I'm like Tom Brady is what they call me, but we are back. And look, if Cron is randomly rested tonight, I will retire and you will never see me bet another hitting prop if Cron suddenly randomly gets rested. Don't know if that's happened yet this season, but probably will tonight. Now we look at Cron. Awesome this year. Batting .297, 9 home runs, 25 RBIs. He's been ridiculous. Now, Cron is over this 1.5 bases in 19 of 31 games. That's 61.3% of the time. Now, if we think about 1.5 bases, what do we need? We could have a home run. We'd have a double or a triple. That would cash it with just 1 hit. Now, if he wants to get us 2 singles, awesome. And any other combination, I'm fine with it. Now, let's dive a little bit deeper into the numbers because the Rockies are back at home. Logan's always talking about Rockies are very good at home or really bad on the road. Well, that's kind of the case for CJ Cron. He's probably the one that's really hammering those numbers home because he's batting .377 at home compared to just .211 on the road. He has 7 home runs, 4 doubles, which is just, all we would need for this base prop. Obviously, believe he has 23 hits combined at home. And look, he's played 16 games. In those 16 games at home, over this 1.5 bases in 12 of 16, and 8 of his last 9 and 12 of his last 14. He actually started off the season going 0-2 on this line. I think he had 1 base in each of the first 2 games of the season. But look at Cron, he's been crushing it. Now he's going up against the Royals and Zach Greinke. Now Zach Greinke, if you know him, doesn't strike out a lot of people. I didn't see his strikeout prop this morning. Probably bet you it's at 3.5 or 4.5. Not a guy that strikes out a lot of people. He's just a pitch to contact guy. That's what we want with Cron. He's able to put it into play. One of the best hitters in the league. You don't hit 300 if you can't put the ball in play. But look at it. He hasn't been as sharp on the road as he has at home. Obviously, they're on the road in Colorado. They allowed 10 hits in his last outing versus the Baltimore Orioles. Like I said, Sharper Books have this over at minus 140. The fact we're getting at minus 115 on FanDuel, a pretty good indicator. Cron doesn't have the most experience versus Greinke, 1 for 3, but the 1 hit was a home run. Look, sign me up for that. The over-under for this game is set at 10.5. They're expecting a lot of runs, and I expect a lot of runs to be scored in this one. Kansas City also has the 4th worst bullpen ERA. So once Greinke gets out of there, if we still need another hit from Cron can get it done. And also, it's spooky season. It's Friday the 13th, and tonight we're entering the Cron zone. And we're going with CJ Cron. We're taking his over 1.5 bases, and we're riding with it. Now, Logan, today we need this. I'm not playing the music because I argue the music is jinxed, but it is time for Nerfy Nation. These flags are just half staff. They're flying low these days. But I think we've lost 3 straight. People need to remember, this is sort of a luck-based bet. And we're still 21-13 on the year. I swear, people, the comments I get on Twitter and in YouTube, they act like we're 13-21. We're 21-13. We've been over 5 units profitable on this one. We're cashing today. And today we are running with the Blue Jays versus the Tampa Bay Rays. We're taking the no-run first inning. That's what NRFI stands for. Minus 142 on FanDuel. Yes, it's a little bit juiced, but you'll understand why. Rasmussen is on the mound for the Rays. He's currently 6 for 6 for the Nerf. He has yet to allow a first inning run, knocking on wood because we don't need that jinx. But Rasmussen been very solid, 2.89 ERA, 0.96 whips, pitched 28 innings, only 7 walks. That's something we like to see. We don't want a guy that's giving up a lot of walks. We saw that happen in the last couple of Nerfies. They've just allowed a couple people to get on base easily. Of course, they knock him in. Also, he's going up against, obviously, the Blue Jays. They're 10th in first inning runs. They do have some firepower up there, but I think he can handle it. He's been very good in the first inning. I think he comes out firing. What about the other side of the mound? Because he's going to get us the first 3 outs. We need someone to get the other 3.
Yeah, so it's scheduled to be Gosman. Gosman, 6 for 6 in the no-run first inning. I mean,
Gosman, knock on wood for you.
Yeah, all right, knock on wood as well. Like, I mean, these numbers are great for the Nerfy tonight. What could go wrong? Gosman coming in with the 2.13 ERA, 1 whip, 38 innings pitched, and only 1 walk. Yeah. Again, knock on wood. He's not going to hopefully knock a lot of people, put a lot of people on base. Also, Gosman, 0 home runs allowed. We love to see that for the no-run first inning. I'll knock one some more again on wood for that one. Ray's only 13th in first inning runs. He should definitely be able to hold down the fort. The over-under to this game set to 6.5. I mean, the books obviously are not expecting a lot of fireworks in this one. Hopefully they stay out of the first inning. Hopefully no home run derbies. Hopefully no cheap bloopers like last night. Oh man, the blooper killed me. But we should be fine, Nerfy Nation. Again, guys, this is a fun bet. We can't preach this enough. It's researched, but it's not researched as a full game type bet or a player prop. So just keep that in mind. If you want to look at the other slate and you want to say what are some other Nerfy possibilities, I'll tell you one right now that I wouldn't play simply because the odds are so atrocious. Pablo Lopez versus Corbin Burns in the Brewers Marlins one. I forbid any of you to touch that one. It's like minus 160 or worse on a lot of books. Please don't, guys. I mean, that's got your fee written all over it just for the terrible value. We're hunting a little bit for value, but there's several good games where you got some decent pitchers. You're probably going to find them in that minus 140, minus 150 range. Just be prepared for that and ask yourself if you're willing to lay the juice on this one. But this one, we definitely are because of what these pitchers have done for the season. We're going to cash this one, Austin. I'm getting Nerfy Nation rallied up again because we need this.
Yeah, this is an absolute must-have. We normally don't bet this too juiced of ones because we're normally trying to target some bad offenses. But today we're going to the good pitchers. We need to bounce back. We need a winner for Nerfy Nation. So those are our plays. We have Blue Jays, Rays, Nerfy. We got CJ Crone, the Crone Zone, over 1.5 total bases, and Braves money line. We're bringing out the brooms, and we're bringing them tomorrow. So we appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys. Our parlay of the day is live. Make sure you go check that out. It's linked in the description and linked in the pinned comment. Let's get after it. Let's bring out the brooms. We'll see you guys Saturday morning.